Hello, welcome to Wake Up America with Cindi. We have our two speakers today, Adoni Faxes and Elisa Perez-Sinique. Thank you for taking the time to be on this podcast. Can you please introduce yourself, Adoni?
Just like Cindy said, my name is Adoni Faxes. I'm a student here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I'm a quadruple major in business management, Latin American studies, Spanish, and global studies with minors in history, ethnic studies, and political science. And I've been doing a lot of research on the topic of Latin American immigration to the United States.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa Perez-Sinique. I'm first year college student. I'm a freshman, currently undecided. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so we're here today to talk about the large amount of children going through the borders of the United States unaccompanied. I'm going to tell you about the issue. Okay, so in the summer of 2014, a large number of unaccompanied immigrant children swept the country, as many came from Central America. They traveled alone. They had no guardian to guide them, and these border patrols just found these children alone. Imagine you just patrolling the borders, and you just see a 6-year-old standing there. Now imagine when you're in a store and you see a child getting lost at Walmart. Everybody freaks out and just panics, and you're just looking for the parent. But this time, these parents are 1,000 miles away, and they don't know what to do. These children are actually refugees because there's a lot of conflicts going on in Central America, and so as 67,000 children have arrived from Central America itself to the United States, and these children again unaccompanied. So, what is your stance on the issue? Like, should the government interfere with by aiding its children, providing shelters? Or should they interfere in a way, but to increase, security of the border? What do you guys think about this? Lisa, we're gonna go with you first.
Personally, what I think that's just insane. I mean, I've gotten lost in stores before. I've gotten lost trying to find a certain direction just across the street, and that's something terrifying. It's something that, gets you angry, frustrated. Can you imagine an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old going through that, I have a little sister that can barely sit still for an hour and a half movie. But can you imagine those children having to sit there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Who knows for how long? I mean, do they even speak the English language? I mean, having someone try to tell you what to do in a foreign language in a foreign country, you're 1,000 miles away from home. That's just a horrible feeling. And I mean, we as Americans should do something to help them feel more at home, give them sanctuary, because that's what they really need. Give them love and affection. Not get too attached, but just show that we care, that, we're able to help people from the other side of the world. Yes. Why can't we help someone that's right at our borders?
True. Okay. How about you, Adoni? What do you feel?
I believe that the government should interfere in helping these children seek refuge in the United States by providing them asylum, because these children, when you're looking at all these news reports, they were migrating during the summer 2014, and these children were really young, at least what you guys were saying, from the age of 6 to 18, and I just imagine when I'm looking at these news reports of my little brother who was 8 at that time, and just imagining him going through all of Central America and all of Mexico by himself, and knowing and just being sick and worried about what will happen to those children, and how those children are just jumping on the trains, notably known as the Bestia, that runs from the south to north of Mexico, and just those children just riding those trains out in the open, all just to go to the United States. And then they could face the possibility of just falling off of those trains, getting run over.
So you're saying these children, they jump on these trains, right?
They do, yes.
While it's moving, it's not like I'm gonna get a ticket, and board the train, I'm gonna go on the train, just go on, a ride. No, these children jump on the trains They don't buy a ticket.
No, these aren't passenger trains that are. These are cargo trains that we see on the highway. They're just cargo trains that are just loaded up with all these products, and they just get on top of the cargo trains and just proceed north.
Oh my god.
And they just jump to every train. They just jump on the train. And then on top of that, you have them risking being kidnapped by the drug cartels in Mexico, being held ransom until the family pays, or getting abused by the Mexican cartel, or being exploited, stolen, or just put into modern day slavery in Mexico. It's just speechless to
So
about.
should the government interfere?
The U.S. government should interfere in helping these children and like giving them asylum, making the process simple for them. That way, they shouldn't have to cross all of Mexico and risking their lives.
All right, so very good. I see how you guys mention your siblings, just viewing a family member in that state, and it's very hard. It really is very hard. So you have, like you mentioned before, you have social comedy, you have gangs. We have actually, according here, it says that there's about 22,000 gangs. These children have reported at least one gang is in their town. Many are forced. So there's a child from Honduras who actually states that his grandmother told him to, escape, leave. You stay here, you get shot. If you're gonna join, you get shot. If you don't join, you're gonna get shot anyways, too. Well, why is he saying that? Because if he was to join the gang, right, and of course the authorities would go after him. But if he was not gonna join the gang, of course the gang itself would chase him. See these many children escaping to the United States for refuge. And should America have like a responsibility in helping these people? Like at least fixing the central government or something like that? Is it our responsibility as Americans to be involved in such chaos like that? Lisa, what do you think about that?
I think so. My answer is yes. We're the land that everybody wishes to be in. We're the land of milk and honey, great opportunity, give us you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry. And so with something, again, like I said, that is at our borders, we can't do anything about, then does that really make us American? People say dying for your country is the best thing you can do. And I mean, these children are risking their lives to get to America in order to not only live a better life for them, but probably to do great things here. And so, I mean, if that's not American enough, then I don't know what is. We need to step up and help the children of today, because the children of today, in reality, are the children of tomorrow. We're so focused on having it's just this problem that we're not fixing just gets you so frustrated that you can't even imagine. In a way, we're sitting here worrying about how high our gases are, worrying about having the next model of cars from foreign countries, and we can't help children that are suffering, that are cold, that are scared. I mean, we need to really step up. We need to get our government under control. We need to all work as a team. Because, I mean, United States right now seems like separate states, because we can't reach one goal.
Yes. What about you, Don? What do you think about this?
I believe that the U.S. government has a responsibility for these kids, because if you look at the history of the United States and interfering with Latin American countries and its economic imperialism, I mean, the United States has been pretty much intervening in these Latin American countries. It has intervened and interrupted and destroyed Mexico and Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador's economy, and has caused all these like civil wars and all these modern day problems that Latin America is facing. And I do believe that it's the responsibility of the U.S. government to at least help these migrant children, and by providing them refuge and, like I said, asylum, so that they won't have to face all these problems. Also, the United States should help out these Latin American countries and having a stronger central government and having a stronger and more truthful and honest police force, and also in just helping out in the economy. I mean, all these little things, and just to help out these Latin American countries so that these children have a future, and that way they don't have to be risking the future of being killed, instead of just having a bright future like we do as Americans here, and just being able to attain higher education, and just the American life. And I think they have the same rights. Therefore, the United States should be responsible.
Thank you. It's very interesting in your sense, especially with how the United States gets involved economically, especially for many people say for their benefit, instead of helping the social conflicts that the countries are facing. So we have some Republicans, some Americans who protest these children are breaking the law. They should be penalized by it. And we have Republicans, Senator Ted Cruz, who sees this as, if Obama was to provide asylum to these children, it is amnesty. And amnesty is more like, we're letting these children just stay here. What? But they just broke the law. What do you guys think about this? About the children breaking the law? Because they say the United States is a nation of law. What do you guys think about this, Lisa?
Okay, hold up. My first question is, what law have they broken? Crossing a border to get here? I mean, I never seen a sign that says no trespassing. You cannot come into the United States unless you have these qualifications. There's no law that has been broken. They're just trying to save their life. What, the law that they didn't die? Is that the one they're breaking? I don't understand that. I mean, we should give them all the care that they need. They're young children, for Pete's sake. I mean, does anybody get that through their mind? If that was their children, would they be saying the same thing? If that was them in that situation, would they be saying the same thing, that it's a law that we're breaking? I feel like all the movements, all the things that President Obama is doing, I think that's actually making an effort. I mean, hopefully it doesn't change, and if it does, it changes for the better, and we keep going in the way that we're going, because I think that's ridiculous that they're trying to blame children for anything that's happening, like breaking a law that's affecting how many Americans exactly?
And going off at least, it's a really good point that, are they really breaking a law? And is, just these children wanting to have a life, wanting to live, is that even breaking a law? Just coming into the United States, I don't even think that's a breaking a law. Just wanting to live, wanting to, look forward to for tomorrow. And I don't even think that's breaking a law at all.
Okay, that's really good. I see what you guys are standing on. So, there are Americans who ask, why don't we just deport all these immigrants? We have these economic issues occurring. They're the reason. These children are coming because they want to benefit from the social services. Have you guys heard of that? Of how, yes, you've heard, Adana, you've heard of that. What do you guys think about all these immigrants in general? Let's go for immigrants. Are they ruining the economy? If them coming here, would that ruin the economy as other Americans have stated so?
No, I mean, I've heard about them wanting to deport the children back to where they came from. And so for me, that in general is just giving an 8-year-old a ticket to go somewhere without any parents or guardians to take them. I mean, they're in an airport full of strangers. Doesn't that make kidnapping more possible? Give opportunity to bad people to do bad things? I mean, I think it does. And then for immigrants in general, just deporting them, correct?
Yes. They say, why don't you just grab all these immigrants and just deport them? Because they're not paying taxes. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, who's gonna pay for their ticket to go back? That's us. And there's, over 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States, correct?
Correct.
Is what I've heard. And so, I mean, you're gonna find them all. They come in different skin tones, and you can't just... I feel like what the public or the United States thinks is all immigrants are brown, which is not correct. I mean, immigrants come from, the whitest white, not to offend, to the darkest black. And so, I mean, you can't find them all and deport them or just even think you have them all. I mean, this isn't Pokemon where you can catch them all. You're always going to have those few that are undercover, that are hiding. It's just like, I don't know how to compare this to. It's like the Holocaust when Anne Frank hid in her attic. You know, you can't get them all because they're always hiding.
That's very true.
You know, just because President Obama did this executive act, you know, for us to come out of the shadows doesn't mean we are. I mean, people have trust issues. People are always watching their back. Nowadays, it's more survival of the fittest. So, I mean, even though they say it's okay to come out, they're not going to come out. They're going to stay in hiding. And there's strength in numbers.
I believe when it comes to deporting all these immigrants, I mean, you have to put your logic to use. I mean, how much is it going to cost for the Americans to deport 11 undocumented immigrants? It's going to be a huge amount. Even these children, it would be inconvenient to deport all these 67,000 unaccompanied immigrants during the summer because it's just going to be way too expensive. But then if you, let's say these children migrated, if you give them an education, if they aspire for higher education and they get jobs here in the United States, just think of all the economic input they're going to put into this economy. I mean, right now, immigrants are the backbone of the United States economy. They're the ones who do everything for all this country to be working and function. I mean, they're the ones who clean, who mow and everything. They're the ones who, grow and just grow our food and serve our food. I mean, it's just inconvenient to deport all these immigrants.
Okay. So, this issue is huge. Very huge.
Yes.
And it's still going on, even though the news media is not really reporting it. But these issues are occurring. We have families that are torn apart, usually, too. You have how many children? 67,000 children who came here by themselves, aged from apparently 6 to 18 years old. These kids are like elementary school. These kids are middle school. These kids are high school. These kids don't know. All they know is Spanish. They're not educated, and they just come here by themselves in a desert that is very dangerous, where you have drug cartels, you have gangs, you have murders that occur there. This kid doesn't know where to go. Many of these kids are these parents. Imagine the parents. Some of these kids actually escaped without the parents knowing. Imagine how much they felt, these parents. And you have these children who just go for refuge. They don't come here for benefits. They come here because they want to escape. They don't... too many children, as a researcher, Kennedy, has stated that many of these children do not like coming here. They rather stay in their homeland. They just come here because they want a better life for their families. And it's great how your opinion, of how you view the situation by the news media, of how how you experience knowing people. And I know how you, as a researcher, you understand all these issues, economic imperialism, you have La Bestia. I really appreciate you guys talking about this, because it's a very important topic and it's still occurring. I'd like to you guys thank you for being on Wake Up America. I appreciate it very much for your time. And thank you to my audience. Tune in next time for Wake Up America.